This is the fifth model, non-destructive testing of materials and electrical apparatus. Before going to the topic, first we shall discuss why we need to why we need testing of materials and also electrical apparatus. Okay, electrical insulating materials are used in various forms to provide insulation for the apparatus. You can observe the various electrical equipments. For each and every equipment there will be a insulation. Okay, the insulating materials, it may be solid or liquid, gas, or even combination of both. Okay, so we need to test the insulating materials. So it is difficult to test the quality of an insulating material. Okay, so the tests are mainly done to what parameters. Okay, what parameters we require. These tests are mainly done. Okay, some tests are done to assess the electrical properties. Okay, electrical properties such as resistivity, dielectric constant, and loss factor for over a wide frequency range. Okay, in the high voltage apparatus, the quality of insulation, what happens? The quality of insulation can be assessed by measuring the loss factor at high voltage, and also by conducting partial discharge test to detect any fault in the internal insulation of the apparatus. This is the introduction about the uh, testing of materials and also electrical apparatus. Okay, first topic is dielectric constant and loss. Many insulating substances have dielectric constant greater than unity. They are saying that many insulating substances have have dielectric constant. It is greater than unity and have a dielectric constant and loss. Okay, when subjected to AC voltages. These two quantities, namely the dielectric constant and the loss, depend on the magnitude of the voltage stress and on the frequency of the applied voltage. It will depend upon the magnitude of the voltage stress and also frequency of the applied voltage. When the dielectric is used in an electrical equipment such as cable or capacitor, okay, when a dielectric is used in an electrical equipment such as cable or capacitor, you have read in fourth semester transmission and distribution, underground cable, overhead cable. What is the difference? And cable, how cable layers, there are different layers. Okay, dielectric, in that starting stage is dielectric. The variation of these quantities with frequency is of importance. Okay, the microscopic properties of the dielectric are described by combining the variation of the above two quantities, that is, one is complex quantity known as complex permittivity and determining them at various frequencies. We need to, the properties of dielectric are described by combining the variation of the above two quantities, that is frequency. Okay, now one we call as complex quantity and known as complex permittivity. We will find and or we will calculate at various frequencies. A capacitor connected to a sinusoidal voltage source, that is V is equal to V naught exponential j omega t with an angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi f, stores a charge Q is equal to C naught into V and draws a charging current, that is IC is equal to dq divided by dt is equal to j omega C naught into V when the dielectric is vacuum. Okay, when the dielectric is vacuum, C naught is the vacuum capacitance or geometric capacitance of the capacitor. If the capacitor is filled with a dielectric of permittivity, the capacitance of the capacitor is increased to C is equal to C naught epsilon dash divided by epsilon naught is equal to C naught into K dash, where K dash is the relative dielectric constant or loss of the material with respect to what? With respect to vacuum. Okay. Under these conditions, if the same voltage V is applied, what happens? If under these conditions, if same voltage is applied, there will be a charging current IC. Okay, there will be a charging current IC and loss component of the current I1. I1 will be equal to Gv, where G is represents the conductance of the dielectric material. Okay, G represents the conductance of the dielectric material. And V is the voltage. The total current I is equal to what? I is equal to IC plus I1 is equal to J omega C plus J omega C plus G close bracket V. The current leads the voltage by an angle theta which is less than 90 degree. The current will lead the voltage by an angle what? By an angle theta which is less than 90 degree. That means angle theta is less than 90 degree. The loss angle is equal to 90 degree, 90 minus theta. Okay. The phase diagram of an ideal capacitor and a capacitor with a lossy dielectric as shown in the figure, that is figure 9.9. Okay, capacitor phase diagrams. This is the ideal capacitor and this is the capacitor with a lossy dielectric. Okay. You can observe here theta difference between the voltage and current. Angle is less than 90 degree. Okay. It would be premature to conclude that dielectric constant and loss material. The dielectric constant and loss material corresponds to what? RC parallel circuit in electrical behavior. The frequency response of this circuit, which can be expressed as the ratio of loss current to the charging current. You can observe here tan delta is equal to D is equal to, that is frequency response of this circuit, which can be expressed as ratio of the loss current to the charging current I1 divided by IC. That can be written as 1 divided by omega CR. May not at all agree with the result actually observed, that is because the conductance need not be due to margin migration of charges or charge carriers, but may be present any other energy consuming process. Because the conductance need not be due to the migration of charges or charge carriers, but may be present any other energy consuming process. Hence, it is customary or to refer the existence of a loss current in addition to the charging current by introducing that complex permittivity. You can observe K star is equal to epsilon dash minus J epsilon double dash. So that current I may be written as, I can be written as I is equal to J omega epsilon dash plus omega epsilon double dash close bracket C naught divided by epsilon naught into V. This can be written as J omega C naught K star into V. Okay. So K star is equal to what? K star is equal to E epsilon minus J epsilon double dash close bracket divided by E naught is equal to K dash minus J K dash K double dash. K dash is the complex radiative permittivity or complex dielectric constant. Okay. And epsilon dash and K dash are called permittivity and relative permittivity, and epsilon double dash and K double dash are called loss factor and relative loss factor respectively. Okay. Next is loss tangent, that is tan delta. Tan delta is equal to epsilon double dash divided by epsilon dash, or k double dash divided by k dash. The product of the angular frequency and the epsilon double dash is the equivalent to the dielectric conductivity, that is sigma is equal to omega into epsilon double dash. The dielectric conductivity sums up all the dissipative effect and may represent the actual conductivity as well as the energy loss associated with the frequency dependence or dispersion. The orientation of dipoles in dielectric. Okay, they are saying that dielectric conductivity, it will add all the dissipative effects, and it will represent the actual conductivity as well as the energy loss associated with the frequency dependence. What we get result is that it will represent that actual conductivity as well as the energy loss associated with what? Frequency dependence. Okay, in dielectric measurements, often the geometrical capacitance and capacitance of the system with the dielectric material are obtained. The ratio of the above two measurements gives the relative permittivity, that is epsilon dash divided by epsilon naught is equal to k dash. This is sometimes referred to as the dielectric constant or epsilon r. Next topic is dielectric response in time varying AC fields. In dielectric materials, the polarization P, the electric field E, and the flux density D are related by the equation, that is D is equal to epsilon naught E plus P is equal to epsilon naught open bracket 1 plus chi close bracket E. Okay, this we call as chi. Okay, actually it is CHI, but when you pronounce it is chi. Okay, where X is the dielectric susceptibility of the material with a varying electric fields, that is the polarization P induces current in dielectric constant. The polarization P will induce the current in dielectric constant and loss due to what? Due to charge migration whenever an electric field is suddenly applied. When loss will occur? Loss because of charge migration when an electric field is suddenly applied. Whenever an electric field is suddenly applied. With the DC, if the material has conductivity sigma, then current density obtained is sigma E of t, and the polarization displacement current will be delta D of t divided by delta t. Hence, the total current density produced is J of t sigma E of t plus delta D of t divided by delta t is equal to sigma E of t plus epsilon naught delta E of t divided by delta t plus delta P of t divided by delta t. Okay, if you take out this sigma plus, this can be written as epsilon open bracket 1 plus chi close bracket delta of t plus f of t into E of t, where delta of t is a instantaneous impulse response. Okay, delta of t is a instantaneous impulse response and f of t is a further response. Okay, the polarization current obtained in terms of the geometrical capacitance, that is C naught without material, is I of t is equal to C naught V close open bracket sigma naught divided by epsilon naught plus open bracket 1 plus chi close bracket delta of t plus f of t close bracket, where V is the applied voltage that produces the electric field E of t. If the equations are transformed into a frequency domain and with the complex frequency concept, we get that J of omega is equal to E of omega open bracket sigma naught plus j omega epsilon naught open bracket 1 plus f of omega close bracket. X of omega is equal to f of omega is equal to chi dash close chi dash open bracket omega close bracket minus j x chi dash open bracket omega close bracket. F of omega is the complex susceptibility. Hence, the complex permittivity, that is epsilon star of omega, may be written as, it can be written as epsilon star open bracket omega close bracket is equal to epsilon dash omega minus j epsilon double dash omega. This can be written as again 1 plus chi of omega close bracket minus j chi double dash of omega. The dissipation factor tan delta is obtained as tan delta of omega. What we have written before, tan delta of omega is equal to, before we have written that tan delta, that is tan delta can be written as dissipation factor, that is tan delta is equal to epsilon double dash of omega close bracket plus sigma divided by epsilon naught omega divided by epsilon naught open bracket omega close bracket. Epsilon naught of omega is the effective dielectric constant, that is epsilon of omega divided by epsilon naught. The above equations clearly show that loss factor, that is delta tan delta, is a function of omega and it is to be determined or measured over a frequency range. They are saying that from equation only we can say that loss factor tan delta is a function of omega. Okay, it is a function of omega and it is to be determined or measured over a frequency range. Next is measurement ranges. Lumped circuits are used in the measurements of the dielectric constant and loss and tan over the frequency range. They are saying that lumped circuits are used in the measurement of the dielectric constant and tan delta, okay, tan delta over the frequency range from DC 0 Hz to about 100 megahertz. Neither of these quantities are determined directly. Measurement of capacitance using either null method. Measurement of capacitance using either null method or a deflection method is employed for the low frequency range, that is 0 to 10 Hz. When bridge methods are difficult, okay, when bridge methods are difficult, they will use the null method or deflection method for low frequency range. The shape of the current time characteristics curve is determined from which these parameters are deduced. Okay. Normally, the shape of the current time characteristics curve is determined from which these parameters are deduced. Over the medium, sometimes modified bridge, that is bridge methods are extended to this frequency range also. Over the medium frequency range, that is 10 Hz to 10 to the power of 6 Hz, bridge methods are employed. The commonly employed bridge network are the 4-arm shaving bridge to operate from power frequency 50 Hz to about 100 kilohertz, and the high voltage shaving bridge for power frequency 50 Hz when the effect of voltage stress on the dielectric constant and loss and tan delta is required. Okay. Over the high frequency range, and that is 100 kilohertz to 100 megahertz, Bridge circuits present problems in shielding and the errors of measurements become excessive. So micrometer electrodes using vernier capacitors, that is electrode separation being controlled and measured to micrometer accuracy, have to be employed to avoid errors due to residual impedance. Okay, to avoid residual impedance, what we need to use? We need to electrode separation being controlled and we need to measure to a micrometer accuracy. Okay. Using these methods, dissipation factor tan delta is usually obtained from the width of the resonant curve by weighing either with the frequency or susceptibility of the circuit. At the frequencies that is above 100 MHz, the lumped circuit approximation is not valid as the wavelength of the frequency approaches the specimen thickness. Okay, they are saying that lumped circuit approximation is not valid as the wavelength of the frequency approaches that of the specimen thickness. Microwave technique, that is microwave techniques like traveling wave, standing wave measurements are to be employed behind the frequency limit of 10 to the power of 8 Hz. The information obtained from the measurements of tan delta and the complex permittivity help in assessing the quality of the dielectric and the insulation system. The variation and sudden change in tan delta. What happens? Variation and sudden change in tan delta value with the applied voltage is an indication of the inception of partial discharge. They are saying that variation and also sudden change in tan delta value with the applied voltage, it is an indication of the inception of partial discharge. This is used to what? This is used to determine the inception level of the internal discharge and also loss due to potential difference in high voltage equipment. To study the variation of the dielectric constant and loss properties with frequency, much of this interest in the study is concerned with the frequency reason, where dispersion occurs, where the permittivity reduces with rise in the frequency. They are saying that to study the variation of the dielectric constant and loss properties with frequency, much of the interest in this study is concerned with what? Concerned with frequency reason. Okay, this is what, where the permittivity will reduces with rise in frequency. In next class I will explain about the partial discharge measurements. Okay.